Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Live with Lizzy, coming to you from beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. I have some older poems and some newer poems to share with you today in preparation for tonight's open mic performance at the Cantab Lounge. So let's dive in. Flower Shop. Sometimes I buy her those lush coral peonies. She has no idea. How could she? I walk to the flower shop each morning. My front door closes as the sun creeps over my windowsill. I look up at the leftover night sky. It's always there. Even when the heavens feel strange and rare and we move about below, the blue doesn't care. I would give the coral peonies to my girl the way I used to, but she can't see that they're beautiful, even though it's true. These days, her nose wrinkles in confusion at the sweet scent. I gave her many reasons to love the blooms, but the heart won't be forced. She asked me to go away, so I went. I smile at the sweet teen who works the register. She compliments my choice of outfit and has the grace not to comment on the change in my floral tastes today. She's younger than me. I think we give each other hope in different ways. I'm proof that women are allowed to be both unusual and happy. She's proof that new troops are rising in the ranks. I trust that she's going to be okay. She moves quite freely. I leave that flower shop content, having boiled my bit of the glue that binds us all together. When I explore the world, my wings generate a small, brave wind, forge a skin warming day from cold weather. I pass out blooms to everyone but my girl on my walk home. The tiny wild heart baby who gapes at my golden shoes. The young exhausted father flexing tanned arms in service to the oldest woman in town, her body concentrated by time into impossibly small frame. She paid her dues. Ask her why she frowns. The bouquet I chose fills my apartment with lavender violet lilac scent. Ask anyone in this town about me and they'll say she came and went. This next poem is one that I wrote for my father, who passed away uh, a couple years ago, and it's something that I'm still working through. So we have Guzzle for Gary. Rural crowds joyfully dancing because of my father. Big Amp became cash for a ring because of my father. Work ethic born on chilly upstate New York dairy farm, within my hands continuing because of my father. Country band with his brother to make ends meet as young men. Uncle on guitar, dad singing because of my father. Middle son of 8 understood feeling lost in the crowd. Young me felt seen, heard warm praising because of my father. A man who fell in love and was sure long before she was. A marriage decades lasting because of my father. The dandelions that popped up looked so gorgeous to us. Saw only reluctant mowing because of my father. Son of a mother who knew wartime loss and stood so brave. Saw that strong woman living because of my father. A person who settled easily into teaching roles, gaining a new understanding because of my father. Cranberry sauce, I prefer the jellied, not whole berry, at the table for Thanksgiving because of my father. No one on my youth soccer team ever wanted for a hair tie, ponytails high flying because of my father. So many hours on tennis courts teaching me how to ride a bike, held steady from behind, gliding because of my father. My young cousin, now a woman grown back in the day, saw new colors, learned their meaning because of my father. Errands were teachable moments, adulthood in training, how to move through the world, learning because of my father. Red rear-wheel drive pickup truck with bags of sand in the bed, parallel parking, practicing because of my father. Moving through the world as though I'm equal to any man, so damn unafraid of speaking because of my father. Community band rehearsal, my flute and his snare drum, each calm Thursday night, all playing because of my father. Music school audition trips each weekend for a whole month, strong and supported, exciting because of my father. When I miss my dad, I look down and tell myself, Lizzie, you hold the magic that you bring because of your father. Something I saw in the news. Department of Education is burning at the stake, melting down keys torn from children's hands. Foul fists are forging something useless and full of hate, but much shinier until fingerprints show the plan. One brick is ripped away, then another, then whole carts. A child trapped in a nightmare loses their only way out. A door becomes wooden shards, and one dainty sky blue size 2 tennis shoe plays hide and seek in piles of grout. Department of Education is burning at the stake. I always wanted to live inside a gorgeous dream, but I meant one where I was famous and life was great, not one that fills me with outrage. Listen to the elders keen. Their softened hands have already read this page. How much force does it take to break it all apart? Which hammer stroke will pull the final nail, groaning from drowned planks? Someone more fit to lead carved their initials into the side of this ship long ago. How much abuse will we take while giving thanks? How long will we wait to accept all that we know? Department of Education is burning at the stake. You know what this means? It's our job now to educate the babies, children, and teens who we make. It's on us adults to remember what it was to grow, what it felt like not to know, and to sweep aside those wolves who would steer our next generations into hell with their sweet words and their deadly teeth. It's on us to sound the alarms and ring the bell. How much can we win if we only try? Department of Education, good night. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined. I appreciate you being here. I'm reading some old poems and some new poems today. Lacuna. I'm done demanding answers from the world. My mother tongue can't help me clarify, nor can others, and so I keep mine furled. I learned the word lacuna late one night. My gender is unspeakable, it seems. I've yet to find the proper English word to tell the folks around me what it means to exist as this person in the world. I guess woman will have to serve for now, in place of some more appropriate name. Perhaps countries I know nothing about could lend the definition that I crave. I'm done demanding answers from the world. It hurts too much, but so does staying furled. Underground. When I get close to the red line at night, I cannot always bear the things I find. I have dreams of the Harvard T stop, the station where the trains arrive. The entrance I used back when I was in grad school was curving and tiled and wide. I used to run hard to catch the outbound train. I thought there was so little time. I felt fully grown, but I was a fool, completely bark and zero bite. I have dreams of the Porter Tea Stop, the one with the windmill so high. Should have known that I had a disorder when I saw those tall stairs and climbed. Exercise to forget the eating, ground my body up and down flights. My knees still remind me of choices I made based on needs of others, not mine. I have dreams of the Davis Tea Stop, the place where the buses pull up, where I sat waiting for some nobody man who never showed. That day was rough. I reckoned with the recklessness of a guy who had different standards for love. Then I cut my losses, bought Plan B alone. The burden of silence will cut. I have dreams of the alewife tea stop, the end where the whole thing begins. I used to arrive before sunrise, park up high, hope one day I'd win. I don't have that car or that life now. That time was wings, but now I'm fins. I'm swimming in safer streams these days, correcting the falsified sins. When I get close to the red line at night, I cannot always bear the things I find, but when I feel I cannot stand it all, I find a safe place such as this to fall. Theseus's girl. The last plank shook loose. I became something new. I'm no longer Theseus's girl. I'm no longer craning my neck to the world, and now I'm not sure what to do with this fine ship, but I know I'm done with the bullshit. I'm not skilled at the peaceful drift, unsure if I'm allowed to enjoy the gift of a good life. Who's running the show? Guess I'll be my own wife. The last plank shook loose. The scent of baking squash, wooden spoon with slender handle, lemon suds as the dishes are hand washed, aromatic Yankee candles from the mall just down the street. These are memories that should be sweet, not safety flipping trigger pullers that wipe my mind clean. Used to send me on a bender. I drank so much I flushed that splinter free. That's not true. Just kidding. That's not how it works at all. Getting drunk never made me feel less small, never led me into spaces with kind words and friendly faces, never brought me into situations that encouraged my good graces. Only made me stumble, babe. It only made me fall. I never could pickle the pain by marinating it in alcohol. The last plank shook loose. That pants shitting fear did not come from the clear blue. It was planted early, so it has deep roots. It claimed space in my sky to unfurl. It churned the everyday into a minefield for this unwilling girl. The last plank shook loose. It didn't take much, just hope and a shimmy each day, a belief that there is blue above the gray. The last plank shook loose, and now as a weapon swung wide in my hands. It's giving me space to create some new plans, to explore broader lands that could perhaps accept me. It's a mic and a backing band, and I'm singing Invest in Me. I'm real. I have needs and feelings. I survived just to show how good I am at healing. The last plank shook loose, as do the hips on this shrike. Like I said before, I'm not Theseus's girl. I am my own wife. But did you see a body? But did you see a body? That's the proof. That's what the old movies would have me ask. What is my purpose now? What is my use? How do I determine my chosen task? Maybe my father isn't really dead. Perhaps his heart didn't really explode. I never saw it happen. Folks just said that he reached the terminus of his road. I watched him dying, never got closure. I was not there. There was no funeral. I try to remember to move forward. Hurt pours into writing when I get full. I never saw a body, and so I sometimes don't believe that my father died. Birch Trees, Part 1. Seamus asks if there's a new rap album coming out. Honestly, that would be a dream come true. So I guess stay tuned. We'll find out. Here we go. Birch Trees, Part 1. We used to go for walks after dinner. Mom wanted to burn off the calories. I thought, why even eat the damn food first, then run from it? Why not just skip the feast? How efficient, I thought, to just not eat. How much time saved, how much more rest enjoyed. Exhausting to take care of oneself. Treats were for other good people, as were toys. How dangerous to think of needs as math, as zero-sum equations to be solved. How isolating food is shame than trash, not for community and not for love. White birch trees observed as we took our walks. My mother approved of their slender stalks. Part 2. I wear such gorgeous gowns made of cotton, unrestricting against my soft belly. I learned not to equate beautiful and thin, accepted that it's fine for me to eat. Today is rich spaghetti bolognese, prepared by a man who loves me a lot, plated with care, garnished with grated cheese, brightened with freshly torn parsley on top. My stomach is learning to make some room. It's figuring out that it can feel good to stretch its arms and legs to crowd my womb, to make friends with all sorts of tasty foods. Only round belly room gowns for me now. I molted the too small clothes. I got out. Bury me in the library. When I pass on, burn my bones into ash, then mix them into a pearlescent ink. Use it to copy out my best passage, the one that always makes you stop and think. Fill up a book with me, write till I'm gone. Donate it to the library near you. Someday someone in need will come along, and what I have to say will see them through. I want to be old when I become words. I want my bones to witness the whole world. I used to think to live is so absurd, but now I can't see how I was so bored. So stoke the flames and throw some sage in there. Turn me into evidence of my care. Sunrise. When there feels like there will be no sunrise, remember, you will always be okay. When you cannot clear the dust from your eyes, remember that your strong feet know the way. When gravity feels like it has a grudge, remember how you used to walk so light. When all you need is one long, warming hug, remember you no longer need to fight. When you feel like you just can't stand yourself, remember that it's okay to sit down. When everything is on the highest shelf, remember that a ladder is allowed. When your mind cannot puzzle what to do, remember I will come to be with you. Exciting news. My new book, Give It a Home, is going to be available for purchase um, next week for those of you listening right now. And folks who are listening to the playback, it's currently available on my website. So please grab a copy. I only got a limited run, so there aren't that many. So get them while you can. Little Spider. I spun a thread of luck, twisted it tight, arranged it in a web with my strong hands. So in the dark, associated night, I'd have a sturdy, softened place to land. Oh, little spider, rest your weary paws. Did you know they have sweet, soft kitten feet? You followed every letter of the law. You did your best, but sometimes you get beat. That's not today, sweet spider babe. Hell no. This day your web will hold you safe and sound. You have the space and energy to grow. You find yourself so high above the ground. To wake from sleep and open all 8 eyes. Exhausting, scary, validating, wild. Easier. My life seems to be getting easier. I'm getting more skilled at accepting help. These two concepts, they collude, that's for sure. I used to rely only on myself. Earlier in my life, that way made sense. I wanted to be cooperative, but my caregivers were incompetent and I was just trying to fucking live. Things worked better alone for a while, true. Compared to harmful influences, sure. But some time passed, I started to feel blue, and I began to crave a little more. Deep breath, reach out, and try it all again. Surely someone in this world is a friend. I choose. I choose a bad day. Clouds gather at will. When I look for misery, it finds me. Gather a mighty wind that gives a thrill. Use it to scare the storm away with glee. I choose a good day. The filter snaps on. I notice only things that bring me joy. Had to grow new organs. Took me real long, but now I digest things that would destroy. I choose what kind of day I'm going to get. I think you'll find the same is true for you. If you look for something, well, then I bet that people will do what you think they'll do. I choose. That is the burden and the gift. I lose when I think agency's a grift. The honey and the knife. Graze knife over steel, dip it in honey. The sharpest blade requires some sweetener. The sugar doesn't mind the edge, you see. It flows around over between under. The reason you don't hone honey dippers is that they're all about the rough, the grip. So many edges, fingerprints, sugar. Dippers need grain or the honey will slip. Knives dreaming too long in honey won't slice. They have to find a new way in the world. Some do not care. The honey feels too nice. Sometimes you give it all up for a girl. A knife so crystallized has made a choice. When it stays still, it raises sharpened voice. Properly spent. To play the violin requires distance. Up close, a rasping whisper in your face. The horsehair of the string, it takes a chance. It trusts that it will reach its proper place. The edges of the sound are rough and raw. Do not be fooled by mixing board magic. The violin will allow you to draw so close if you accept what is ragged. The violin can harmonize alone, though it sounds gorgeous with some company. It can find acceptance within its tone and without from those hands that know to please. So draw the bow, but only with intent. The sweetest sound is time properly spent. Hope. Hope is a quiet curiosity. It pads into your room on kitten toes. It settles itself down beside your feet. When you're ready, it will share what it knows. Hope thinks you might not trust it to be real. That's why its claw sometimes gives you a scratch. It wants you to know you're able to feel. That is the glory of life and the catch. Hope cannot root itself in ruined earth. To pour foundation, stones must be removed. No, this work is the kind that shows your worth. To you, that is, to whom it should be proved. Hope is beating a sword into a plow. It's working hard to let your heart allow. To-do list. My task of late has been to choose substance, to over and over again appear, to trust others to hold me in this dance, to stay when others say they want me near. A ghost can learn a solid way of life, with time and help and patience and mistakes. Ethereal creature, I am no wife. No love ever thought I had what it takes. A phantom woman can claim solid form. She just needs proper resources, that's all. A life given a chance can become warm. I always get back up each time I fall. The to-do list is long, it never ends, but it's easier when I'm held by friends. Brakes. I hit my brakes so many miles ago. I bore down hard, beheld the angry sparks. The passengers climbed out escape windows. They took their luggage and retrieved their hearts. My brakes can't grip at first. They need some time, some track to figure out what's going on. Always slow, even way back in their prime, and now they waken loudly with a yawn. What happens in the space between action and reaction? A processing occurs. A stillness in the motion of passion. The line between before and after blurs. Slam that stainless steel pedal to the floor and hang on to the handle of the door. Serpent. The serpent slips between the garden rows. She slithers here and there, all forking tongue. She tastes the air where the sweet berries grow. Where mice smell the serpent, little feet run. She shines beneath the rays of sinking blaze, all thick ropes, coils of muscle memory. She craves a stone where she can spend her days, a boulder holding sun for her beneath. Black as dilated pupils, her fine scales reveal nothing. Is she poison or safe? The whole town knows the dead men tell no tales. If you wish to approach, you trust your fate. The serpent rests patiently in the dirt. She's curious. You here to fight or flirt? Job searches. A man curls over latte and the news. Job searches for another man to be. That seeker of biblical proportions grew too restless in his life, he had to flee. Surrounding, crowds combine, vibrant strangers. Soap bubbles converging, becoming one. Press in, come close, watch his curves rearrange. Choose carefully, it cannot be undone. The pages turn, Job breaks them with his eyes. One column, then the next, each line in turn. He knows just what he seeks, but where to find. A finished paper is only good to burn. If he would simply raise his eyes to see, perhaps he would decide to notice me. Litany. Let each of us have dignity at least. Let us feel worthy, loved, human, and whole. Let us have ready shelter from the beasts who seek to consume us, body and soul. Let each of us feel safe inside ourselves. Let us find what we seek when we reach out. Let us grow spreading wings of ringing bells and visit those far shores we've read about. Let us land softly where our feet alight. Let us find solid, floral, fertile ground. Let us warm our hands in syrup sunshine, feel where we will someday come back around. A person who is given what they need will find a way to give back what they seek. Black and blue. Out for a walk, I notice wind pick up. It kisses the left side of my sweet face. I glance that way, black cloud wall, ragged rough. The opposite direction, pale blue grays. I think I have some time before the rain. I grew up in the country after all. One thing you learn to tell if you have brains, just how long it will be before drops fall. I settle at the park to write some words, the ones you're reading now to be exact. Some little kids play nearby, tiny blurs. Their minds are filled with feelings, dreams, and facts. A roaming raindrop cozies with my phone. I guess I better pack up, head for home. Wooden wheel. A year compressed into a single day. A loss, and then another loss. I cannot stress enough, I'll be okay, though lately my poor ship's been getting tossed. The test, the question, cling tight or let go. A wooden wheel strains hard against the waves. The fish would tell me to join them below. The birds would say the air is where I'm saved. The lesson hurts a little less each time, but questions, they get mean when confronted. If wishing on a star is made a crime, show me on America's Most Wanted. A mermaid throws tresses over shoulder, advises me to act a bit bolder. Revolutionary. I burned the village where we were captive. The handcuffs tossed in the cauldron to melt. Threw my chains in there too, couldn't help it. You would agree if you knew how I felt. Turn your eyes to the town celebrating. A crowd of prisoners all now released. If you feel trapped, you best get escaping. I didn't kill these guards only for me. Alarms are singing out, they harmonize. Don't worry, I'll shut down the power grid. Just focus on yourself and your own flight. I'll deal with the authorities' bullshit. Look at these wings, this face, I'm not afraid. I'll take the heat. Get out, get yours, get paid. Tea time. If you can't stop him, try to enjoy it. That's what I heard the old lawmaker say. If you can relax, it won't hurt one bit. Remind me, just how were you dressed that day? Think carefully. The answer means jail time. Don't shame a good man just 'cause you're a slut. Did you invite that boy to cross the line? Did you pull away when he grabbed your butt? Those skinny jeans don't slide off on their own. He had to have some help, I do suspect. Girl, don't bring this nice boy with good name down. It's his reputation we must protect. The old lawmaker works for him, not me. They're planning their tea time later this week. Best recognize a bad bitch as she walks. Wise folks give her a wide berth on the street. Her gown is all 9 yards, feathered as phlox. Her style is just divine, it can't be beat. The bad bitch glances your way with a grin. She looks you up and down, evaluates. She just might take you home. Is that a win? Or will you learn the truth a bit too late? When you get close, the bad bitch grabs your wrist. The underworld is calling. Time to go. You wrench your arm from her grip with a twist. If she had asked, you would have told her no. Bad bitch is walking. Best keep your eyes down. Stay quiet till she reaches edge of town. Undeterred. A certain type of vulnerable's hot in women I have observed over time. But when it comes to the things that I've got, the boys don't ever want to come be mine. I cannot put my finger on the gap where my CV could use some bolstering. Each time I'm not the one, another slap. Another time I'm tossed out of the ring. I cannot be the key if I'm the lock. I cannot shrink myself small and fit in. I submit to the power that I've got. I kill it when I lose and when I win. Is there a man who wants to be with that, undeterred by the feathers in my cap? Finery. I grind my teeth at night studiously, the way a jeweler works away at gems. The mouthguard helps, but my jaw wants to be so hard at work forgetting where it's been. I wake to find my face in a grimace, my asshole clenched real tight as well most times. Never formed clear memories of the hits. When I try to look for them, I'm just blind. That doesn't mean they don't come back some days. I just don't get to choose when I recall the reasons for the times I feel afraid while folks around me seem to be so calm. Get me a set of loops so I may see the pins concealed within my finery. Prophet. What is a prophet whose tongue cannot speak? Just wringing hands and visionary eye. You best let a good prophet say her piece. Her voice will be heard, she won't be denied. A prophet speaks so that she will not burst. Her silver toes are sprinting down the road. She can outrun crowds even at her worst. She gains more speed when she sets down her load. A woman so released cannot be held, perhaps by gentle hands, but not by chains. She will not cease preaching, she has to tell. A hurt kept secret only brings more pain. Oh, prophet, when is it your turn to rest? Do you know that you aced your final test? Understandable but wrong. My mother thought kids take care of parents. It's understandable, it was her life. When her mother gave birth to the youngest, the epidural left her paralyzed. My mother was the eldest at 7. A fourth sibling, James, died along the way. 3 children still left outside of heaven. My mom tried to get them from day to day. She went with them into an orphanage until the court case settled with the docs. She never reckoned with all of her rage from stolen childhood tossed among the rocks. She thought that daughters take charge very young. It wasn't normal. I knew it was wrong. Confession. I have a confession to give today. There is no kneeler here. There is no priest. I grow so weary of unwanted weight. Please let me in. Let me attend the feast. The secrets that I wish to share are these. When I see parents who love their children out loud, measurably, in words and deeds, it broils me black with scalding red offense. I never got that love myself, you see. It's not that anything is going wrong. The good parents are fine. It's all just me, went without validation for so long. I wish that I could be those little kids, be comforted, be wanted, be like them. Crepe date. I got stood up today for a crepe date. I have to say, it didn't feel the best. I stood in chilly Boston wind to wait, show up on time or early, the first test. I gave him 15 minutes past the hour to text or call or message anything. At 1:15, well, this girl hit the door. Come on, man, I'm not asking for a ring, just punctuality or courtesy. I know sometimes things really do come up, but your first impression on good pussy shows smart women exactly what is what. I got stood up today for a crepe date. Maybe some other fish will take the bait. Lock. I did not think that I was so complex, but when the men came, they beat me with fists. They sank to knees in frustration, bent necks. They did not think to make my dial twist. I never said that I would not explain, but not one of those men would let me speak. The way to open locks is not with pain, not by forcing the lock to think it's weak. The men could not make me comply, and so they told me that I must be defective. They pointed to the door, it's time to go. But they forgot that this is where I live. A lock that will not yield is not broken. Effortlessly, gentle hands can open. Mushroom cloud. The smoky cloud is hard to see at first. It could be anything, no need to fret. There's no good reason to assume the worst. It isn't time for us to worry yet. But when the cloud grows higher than the trees, when its lining seems to be all aflame, when you see the birds all rising to flee, you will understand that life is not a game. The hypervigilant eyes are not here, Rand's hard at sight of burnt and blackened branch. The only ones left now have faced their fear, but only because they received a chance. Terror is not the only way to live, baby. Just let it drop on through the sieve. Shame storm. A shame storm is a certain type of beast. Best to tie the hair back. Winds can come on strong. I see it blowing in hard from the east. I run to the cellar, I don't have long. 1,000 beating fists leave dents in steel. You're in trouble, no dinner, go to bed. Don't cry, I'll give you something bad to feel. Leave me alone or you'll wish you were dead. The shame will wrap its hands around my neck, convince me that I'm still breathing just fine. Then, once I exhale my hot final breath, shame dons me like a suit, goes for a drive. A shame storm wants to make me a zombie. I'll keep my eyes sharp, I'll keep my mind free. Routine. I looked up, saw high, ragged walls of rut rising on all four sides of me enclosed. Above, no sky to be seen. Absent sun slept in that day, no warming, steady glow. I had 2 daggers handy in my pack. Earth grip, I aimed the blades down to the dirt. I hammered deep into walls I attacked. Sometimes you have to do the thing that hurts. Hard fist through crumbling roof, I earned the air. Just one hand free at first and then the rest. Sometimes the challenges just are not fair. That doesn't mean I get to skip the test. When scars fade completely, then comes the time to separate what's theirs and what is mine. Winter. What is your winter? Where does it call home? Does it live in a house or in a car? Can you sometimes feel it redden your nose at night outside as you look at the stars? A season doesn't ever last all year, not even deep blue frozen quietude. Keep licking at the melting edges, dear. Spring is running so hard and straight to you. The winter doesn't want your enmity, but then again, conquerors never will. Cold reaches for your wrist. Love, come with me. Do not be fooled. It goes in for the kill. A skyward oak was once an acorn furled. I will not let the winter have this girl. Ashes. Gray ashes go wherever they will please. The hearth is not home, just the starting place. They let go of their former life as trees, earned early retirement. They pulled their weight. They start as one thing, then dissolve and burn. At what point can they not reassemble? A final lasting point of no return. Sail far away as long branches tremble. The humble dust it moves most quietly. It enters through the locks and window frames. The guard dog raises its nose at the breeze, but ashes will evade. They know the game. Grandfather tree and father log concur. Their prodigal ash son does not deserve. Sylph. The sylph. She moves through air the way we do. Yet, shake your confidence. She is not us. Her home is somewhere to our eyes brand new. Your hands move straight through her. You are nonplussed. It's time for her to explain what she is. She leads you far into the darkened woods. I am the air itself, the windy kiss that makes the apples of your cheeks feel good. She knows the bark of every branch within, observant as they fall and cease their play. She sits with nurse logs as they grow saplings. She asks them how they feel inside that day. If you would make your home here in the trees, I'll give sweet death a call. She'll set you free. Blackened wings. A dream outgrows itself, becomes the ground. It builds a home for seeds of coming dawn. A nightmare readies fists for the next round. This time it cannot win. The cards are drawn. Morpheus, boy of Hypnos, blackened wings. Clouds gather thick within me. You can't fly. So close, but never quite there, guardian. Your daily office hours happen at night. A dream solidifies or drifts away, each whisper interwoven spider silk. The leaf that's given time will greet the day, sword shoulders for the warriors who knelt. A dream is an illusion till it's real. Don't look too carefully, just breathe and feel. All right, one more poem and then we're calling it a day. Ladybug. A ladybug rides on my right shoulder. I notice it as I wait for the light. These days on the sidewalk, I feel bolder. To be seen by others, it feels so right. The ladybug saw me, it chose landing, chose stopping by, it chose to come be with me. I wish I could set it into a ring, this tiny red and black gem, so pretty. I'd wear it with a beautiful new gown, a one shoulder number tailored to kill. No fucking stilettos will bring me down. I'll wear flats because I'm paying the bill. A ladybug reminds me who I am. She knows all's going according to plan. Those poems were from my new book, Give It a Home. If you're listening to this playback later, this is already available as a super cool deluxe edition on my website. Folks who are listening today can get just a regular version like this from barnesandnoble.com right now. So up to you. Thank you so much to everyone who joined and spent time with me today. I really appreciate you coming by for some afternoon poetry. I hope you have an excellent rest of your day, and I'll see you next time for some more poems. Bye.